Right, well, you all should know the rules for today's episode, and if you don't, go back and watch yesterday's one. I explained them on there. But basically, we're going to keep playing games until we either win the league or don't win the league. There's 3 games left. We need to win them all, basically. Hello and welcome to Season 17, Episode 8 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have the run-in, the final 3 games of the Premier League season. We're away at Palace, at home to Cardiff and away to Bournemouth. Chelsea played Ipswich earlier today and Ipswich didn't do us any favours. So Chelsea have now gone back above us at the top of the league. They're on 74 points. We're on 72, but we have the game in hand that we're about to play. So bottom line, if we win all 3 of these games, we are champions. If we do anything but win these 3 games, we start to be really quite interested in what's going on in the Chelsea matches. So let's get into today's game. This is the team that we're playing, if it ever loads up. João Roberto pulled his hamstring at the end of the last episode, so Ortega's coming in to play up front. It was a bit of a toss-up between him and Verelst, but if we look at the average ratings over the last 5 games, Ortega is comfortably ahead of him. So Ortega gets the nod up front. Tigana comes back in and attacking midfield with Mputu and Ayrton either side of him. And then the rest of the team should be fairly familiar. Koulibaly and Jans in midfield. Dollars, Almarat, Semenov and Osborne in goal. And in defence. Donnarumma is in goal. Yes, Ortega's lacking match fitness, but he only has to play the first hour and then Verelst can come on. Right, we must win this game. If we don't, then the episode might end there, because if we lose, it's hard to win the league. I mean, it's not completely impossible, so we'll still play the second one. But basically, we're going to keep going until the league is won, or it's mathematically impossible for us to do so. Which I'm hoping means we just win all 3 games. It's a bit of a longer episode, but yay, we're champions again. Because anything other than that is going to be quite the disappointment, especially after the Champions League just nonsense from the last episode. The one slight advantage we've got is Chelsea are still in the Champions League, so hopefully they'll get themselves all distracted by that and let their league form slip, although it does kind of take the glow off winning the league if the team that finishes second go and win the Champions League, so don't really want that to happen either. Don't mind seeing them beaten in the final though, if it means we get to win the league. Tigana's in, should have scored. Gilberto would have scored there, might have to bring him on now. I mean, we're 15 minutes in. Tigana's had his chance. He missed it. We all just saw it happen, which is a little unfortunate. Why aren't we winning yet? The longer this goes on, the more I start to worry. I can't believe Ipswich didn't do us a favour. It's almost as if the board told Ryan Shawcross to make that happen. Look, remember this guy? We fell out with him. I know you want to get into the Champions League again for the first time since he was manager, but you're going to have to take the defeat today just to stop him winning the league. Is that all right with you? And then that's almost certainly how it turned out. This isn't going to plan. They're going to score here, aren't they? And I'm just going to throw my computer off the desk in a rage. I feel negativity coming on again, and I don't like it. I enjoy so much of the time with City, and then we get to this point of the season, and misery sets in. Pull yourself together, man. We can still win the league. We've got a half-time team talk to do. This is no way. You can't go into the dressing room looking like a defeated man. The team will pick up on it. Come on. Let's be positive. Matt, tell them to be positive. Matt, you there? There you go. We are the favourite. Oh, brilliant. They listen. Oh, at least they listen keenly. They're not bothered, but they were listening. Brilliant. Oh, we've got to score in this second half. I mean, we scored 5 goals in our last game. We're so inconsistent with goals. Perhaps Ortega needs to come off. Perhaps he's just not got it anymore. But that average rating suggests otherwise. But then he doesn't play very much. That's probably the last 5 games have been spread out over the last 18 months or something ridiculous. I think Verelst is coming on at the hour mark though, because we need to make a change. We need something to happen going forward, and it just isn't happening with this combination of players. So I don't usually make a change this early, but Ortega, your time is up. Let the youngster on. He's going to show you how it's done. So Verelst comes on for Ortega. He's now going to get a hat-trick, become a Manchester City hero, and we'll never see Cesar Ortega in a City shirt again. That's the dream for what's about to happen. I've also got Gilberto running up. He's running up and warming up at the same time because Tagana's should be watching the clock because he's coming off in a second, and we'll get Gilberto into that little gap behind Verelst. Nothing's happening. We're not even getting highlights. We're not even getting the possession. Where are Palace in the league? Look at that. They're second bottom. How can we not beat this pile of turd? Gilberto, get on there. Score a goal. You've got about 400 so far this season. Add another one. I give up. I despair with this team sometimes. How can we score 5 goals against third bottom and then not score against second bottom? Murat hits the post. If that's the closest we get today, this is like the Everton result from a couple of episodes ago, ramped up to 11, because at least Everton aren't rubbish. I've got no more attacking changes to make. I'm just going to bring Bradford on for Jans and stick him to box, because sometimes he does just burst forward and weigh in with an important goal. Plus, he wants to win it. He's been at City for years. He's an old man. He knows what it's all about, and I trust him. But, this is just horrible. Chelsea lost against Derby. They opened the door for us, and we're just not capitalising. If we can't win today, we don't deserve to win the league. And that's just rubbish, because I think we're the best team. How did Verelst hit the crossbar with that? It looked like it just sort of came off the back of his head and ballooned. That shows how rubbish their goalkeeper is, and we've not been able to beat him. And this is, we can't even say this is where it's all gone wrong. This is just another symptom of nonsense that we've had lately, and it's not going to happen, is it? We're actually 0-0 against second bottom with 3 games to go. We can't rely on Chelsea dropping any more points. I think that might be that. This might end up just being a 2-game episode, because if Chelsea win their next game and we're rubbish again, it could all be gone before the last day of the season, and that will be awful. Well, Verelst has picked up a slight knock, so with João Roberto still not fit again, Ortega has to play against Cardiff, which is not ideal because he was rubbish in the last game. Other than that, the team is unchanged. Or is it? Actually, no, I think Tagana comes in for Gilberto. I can't remember who was in the team last game. So, yeah, we need to win this or else it all ends here. I think Chelsea are actually... that's a problem. We won Manager of the Month. So, if the curse strikes, if the curse is real, we lose the Premier League this very day. Right, are Chelsea playing at the same time as us? Let's have a look at the latest scores. Do we have latest scores? There are the latest scores. Are Chelsea on there? Chelsea are playing Norwich. So, yeah, we're more interested in the latest scores than whatever formation Cardiff happen to be playing. Because, quite frankly, Cardiff are 17th. If we can't beat them, regardless of formation, it goes into the same box as the Palace game. And if we can't win a game like this, we shouldn't be challenging for the Premier League title, let alone winning it. And, it would be awful if the wheels are all falling off at such a late stage of the season. We had such a... Oh, hang on. Was it disallowed? It was disallowed. Handball. Send him off. If he's just scoring with a deliberate handball, send him off. I'm sure they're the rules, aren't they? But as I was saying, rubbish start to the season. Fantastic form from game 10 all the way through to a couple of weeks ago. Long unbeaten run again. But it looks like we're going to end the way we started, just with a load of rubbish. And starting and ending seasons poorly is not a recipe for success. Oh, come on. Palace are in again. Why am I still hovering over that? Go away. We don't need to see you anymore. Why is that still there? Is it just rubbing it in? They had the ball in the back of the net. Oh, there you go. It's disappeared. Finally, we can see the stats again, and they're all right. But Cardiff have had the only clear-cut chance of the game. What is goals have happened. Luckily, Chelsea haven't scored one. We need Norwich to do us a favour. Ipswich couldn't manage it. Will Norwich become my favourite East Anglian team by stuffing Chelsea today? But to be honest, if we're not going to score against Cardiff, it doesn't matter anyway. Oh! Norwich must have scored. Norwich have scored. Ridiculously, that puts us top of the league. If we manage to go into the final game of the season with it all still in our hands, having 2 0-0 draws against relegation teams in our last 2 games, then neither us or Chelsea deserve to win the league. They should just give it to Ipswich as a, look, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, none of them are really good enough. You lot have it, 'cause at least you tried hard. One of Ayrton's trademark deep crosses, because he's too lazy to beat his man now. Looks like I'm wearing a V-neck. I'm not wearing a V-neck. Let's sort that out. I wouldn't wear a V-neck. It's not happening, is it? What do you do in this situation? What can we change to allow us to score goals? Surely we're not just a one-man team, but we were rubbish at the start of the season when João Roberto wasn't in the side. He's now out the side again, and again we can't score goals. João Roberto is too important to this team, and I don't like it. Ortega's in, nothing comes of it. Perhaps the tactic's rubbish. Perhaps the rest of the team are rubbish. Perhaps we've just got one of the best strikers in the world who makes us look good and papers over the cracks in the rest of the system and the rest of the setup. And it's worrying when said crack paperer is over 30 now and not going to be around for much longer. He's not going to die. He's not ill. Don't worry. I just mean he won't be in the team for much longer. Right, Verelst, he's not fully fit, but he needs to come on. Gilberto's coming on for Tigana. We made this change in the last game and it made no difference at all, so I don't really know why I'm expecting a less fit version of Verelst to come into the team and solve all our problems. But Gilberto was in such good form when João Roberto was out before, but it's not happened for him since sort of Christmas time. He's struggled to get in the side since Ayrton has sort of forced his way back in. And when he does get an opportunity, he just doesn't look the same player he did before. Perhaps he's one of those players who needs to be playing week in, week out to sort of play himself into form, and he can't handle rotation. Is that a thing that exists in Football Manager? Seems like a very complex thing to put into the game. Koulibaly, Verelst, we have scored a goal. Verelst, the grey-haired teenage wonder, has put us 1-0 up, and that could be oh so important a goal. Let's have a look at it in 3D. Oh, apparently it was clearly offside as well, but it's not been disallowed, has it? It's taking forever to load the highlight. So Gilberto plays the ball infield to Koulibaly. Was he offside? Oh, offside, my eye. You Cardiff lot, you know nothing. No, it's that one guy, their left back. I thought, might be offside. Well, you know what? The rest of the defence didn't spot it. So who are you to judge? You're not a linesman, are you? You're just a left back. Right, we'll do our other usual change. Bring Bradford on for Jans. I mean, the substitutions are becoming awfully predictable. And it's mainly because it's the same players not performing week in, week out. So they're losing their place on the pitch. Hold on, let's have a look. Chelsea still losing. Chelsea are still losing. I mean, Chelsea are trying. We're both trying to. We're 2-0 up. Both ourselves and Chelsea are trying as hard as we can to not win the league. If Arsenal had anything about them at all, they'd have nipped in and won the title. I mean, they were really strong earlier in the season and they fell away massively as ourselves and Chelsea were emerging. But they should be kicking themselves now, because if they hadn't have had that dip in form, they've sort of been the reverse of us. They started really well, fell away, and now they're finishing really strongly as well. But it's too little too late for Arsenal, and this has to go down as a missed opportunity for them. Come on, we just need Norwich to hold on against Chelsea. Gilberto's in, it's 3-0. We've sorted out, we've done our job here. Where are Norwich in the league? See, Norwich at 14th, just like Derby were when they beat Chelsea. Perhaps Chelsea can't play teams in 14th place. I mean, that looked like an Ipswich goal. Lumped forward onto an on-running attacking midfielder. It was like Lazarov to Vaughan. And that's why I enjoyed it, I think. Right, come on. We don't want any last-minute surprises. We want to go into this final game of the season 2 points clear at the top. And with our superior goal difference, ridiculously, unless Chelsea do something amazing, we could have another pathetic 0-0 on the final day of the season and still win the league. And that would probably be the most anticlimactic way any team has ever won anything in the history of football. Right, yeah, post-match press conference. Yeah, well, there you go. Chelsea lost. This is getting ridiculous. So it's the final game of the season after a 2-week break, and that has given João Roberto enough time to get himself fit again. He's not completely match fit, but certainly fit enough to come back into the side. Donnarumma also picked up a bit of a knock. He has a groin strain, and for the first time in non-league to legend, I'm giving a player an injection to get him through a game, just because he's so important. We don't really have a backup keeper. Pepe Vargas has been out for a little while with a strained stomach muscle, and I didn't want Abdullah Ibrahim, our 18-year-old youth team keeper, to come in and make his Manchester City debut in a game. We have to at least draw to win the Premier League title. If we look at the league table, luckily both ourselves and Chelsea are playing at the same time because it's the final day of the season. We are 2 points ahead of them, and there's an 8-goal difference between the two of us. So if we can draw and they win, as long as they don't win by 8 or more goals, we'll win the league. So priority number one is don't lose. Obviously, it would be nice to go out and win the match, which would be the idea. But as long as we don't lose, we're going to be okay, and we'll win the league. And if current form is anything to go by, it'll be another boring 0-0, but it will be enough, and it'll be ridiculous for us to have 3 of our last 5 games as 0-0s and still go on and win the league. We're going to keep this open from the last game so we can see how Chelsea are getting on. I thought they were going to score 17 seconds into the game. That would be horrific. Where are Chelsea? Right, so they're at home against Leicester. So we just need... I mean, if Leicester could score like 4 goals in the next minute or so, that would certainly take some of the pressure off. Because at the back of my mind, I've got just those thoughts of some of the negative things I may have said about Bournemouth earlier in the season when they were being all pesky rascals, knocking around in the top 4, getting in our way. And obviously we've got previous with Bournemouth as well from that promotion season with Ipswich, and when they stole Joshua Emmanuel from me because they're monsters. So they have every reason to not like me because I've said some bad things about them, and I just hope they're not going to spoil our championship winning fun. But obviously at the moment Chelsea are drawing, so it doesn't really matter anyway, because if we both draw, we win the league, and that'd be marvellous. We're doing well for possession, absolutely dominating the game so far. I know we're only 20 minutes in. We've already had the only clear-cut chance of the game as well. Chelsea are now winning. So suddenly a Bournemouth goal is terrifying. I feel a bit ill. This isn't any way to win the league, but you know we're not gonna turn it away if it does manage to come off for us. Chelsea are actually through to the Champions League final as well. They knocked Barcelona out in the semi-final. And Putu should have scored. He's better than that. We know he can score from there. Oh, they've got Delgado in goal. Our goalkeeper, we sold them. Did we sell him at Christmas or did we sell him in the summer? It might have been. We sold him last summer. But he's going to have every incentive to go out there and keep a clean sheet against us today, because obviously it didn't really work out for Delgado at City. And he might just enjoy robbing us of the league title with a blinding man-of-the-match goalkeeping performance, which wouldn't be ideal. Let's just put it that way. The board have given me £250 million to spend in the summer again, so I'd like to think the fact they've given me money means they plan to keep me around, or they still haven't offered me a new contract. It still runs for another year, so I'm not massively worried yet. I don't want to get into the situation that I got into, was it with Exeter maybe, when my contract ran out, so I applied for Ipswich and just left because I wasn't getting offered a new contract. I will do the same again. If it gets sort of 3-6 months before my my contract expires at City, and if they haven't offered me a new one, I will start applying for jobs. So we could see a managerial change regardless of what happens today. But, oh come on, we just need a goal. João Roberto's in. It counts. It looked offside, but it counts. And that is a massively important goal. Chelsea have now gone 2-0 up. There's not much chance from this point of Chelsea not winning that game. So we have to at least draw. But 1-0 up with half an hour to go. João Roberto's back and doing the business. So I think it was a Tigana cross. Tigana crosses it in. João Roberto's just cutting in across in front of Delgado, tucking it around him. Huzzah! We're 1-0 up. I can taste the trophy, and that's odd because you don't expect to taste a trophy, but that's certainly the sensation I'm currently feeling. Shall we make some changes? Umputu's not having a good game, is he? But we don't really have wide options on the bench. It's been a problem all season, really, wide options on the bench. We're going to take Koulibaly off because he's on a yellow card and not playing particularly well. And we're going to bring Gilberto on for Umputu, stick Tigana out wide. We've done this a few times, and just do that. And hopefully Gilberto will go and get himself a goal as well. I would love Leicester to come back into that game, or us to get a couple more. I don't like it only being 1-0. I know a draw's still enough, but with 20 minutes, that's plenty of time for Bournemouth to go and get 2 goals. And they've got one of them. No, this is horrible. Oh, don't do this to me. I don't know if I can recover from throwing it away so spectacularly. Oh, God. It's letting you behind the curtain as well. It's 5 minutes to midnight on a Sunday night. I'm tired. I can't be doing this now. I won't be able to handle the devastation if this all goes wrong. I mean, what do we do? João Roberto's not having a good game. Verelst comes on. That's probably a stupid thing to do. But, Chelsea are still winning 2-0. A Bournemouth goal means we lose the title. And we're not attacking anymore. They've had one shot on target and they scored it. I'm blaming that on Donnarumma's injury and not just incompetence. Please hold on. We've got 2 minutes to just hold on. 1 minute, 30 seconds, 8 seconds to hold on. Do not do anything stupid from here. We've won the league. 2nd year in a row. I mean, it's certainly not the spectacular season that we had last year. The Champions League was a massive disappointment, but the important thing is we've won the Premier League for the 2nd season running by default, basically, just because nobody was any good. But who cares? We get the title. Let's just double check. Where's the thing? There you go. We do the double. Does it say anything about me being superb? No. Am I on any halls of fame type things anywhere? No. Let's have a quick look at the Hall of Fame to close out the episode. I know I normally do a big review of the season in these, but it's been a free game episode, and we've got the Euros coming up, obviously, with England. So we'll do that as part of that, I think, and just close this episode out now. So still 3rd on the all-time list. Does that have my 2 league titles? It does. So still a little way to go to catch up with Brian Clough and Bob Paisley, but progress. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there. You've got to pop a like to celebrate a league title, surely. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on what will hopefully be the next 3 or 4 episodes of the Euros, because I'd like to go and win them. It could just be a couple of episodes because we get knocked out in the group stages. But more on that tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.